Let's start with the first question over here. So someone has asked a question in level 2, week 3 and day 6. We created an AI character using the mannequin, but how to create an AI character using a metahuman? Please show an example. So yes, we created an AI character. We used Spline tool for that, so that AI can follow. Of course, there are other AI characters as well we created, which when we come inside the range of that character, they will follow us, and all those things we covered in our lectures. Alright, so I will give you an example. So what I'll do is I have the project open, and the AI character that you're talking about, we used with a mannequin, and how we can use a metahuman instead of the normal mannequin AI character, right? So I have the project open up over here. Okay. So in the lecture, we created this NPC blueprint, right? So I'll just drag and drop and let it load because I just opened this project a few minutes ago. So if I just think if I want to use a metahuman instead of this mannequin, right? You can just replace this NPC blueprint with the skeletal mesh of the metahuman. I mean, all the skeletal mesh I'm talking about, with the face, the body, and everything, right? So again, the shaders are a bit compiling. So as you can see, it has a spline component. I can open this up and show that to you. Of course, not everyone would be in this level, so I can give an overview. What we are doing over here is we created this NPC character, non-playable character, which will follow some line, all right, and that line we call it as a spline. Okay, so just a second. So this is the character. I can open up the blueprint and show this to you. So we'll go to the viewport first. So as you can see, it has also we need to take care of the animations, right? So when we are walking, when it is standing, it should be idle. When the character started moving, it should be having walking animation. How is that thing solved? How we can add animation? We use the variable, right? When the speed is increased, then it will be start walking. When the speed is less than one, or when it is zero, that means it will be in the idle animation. So as you can see, we have the skeletal mesh over here, and we have a spline as well. So instead of this skeletal mesh, you can directly use the skeletal mesh of MetaHuman. So you'll ask me, the skeletal mesh of MetaHuman, there are multiple skeletal mesh. The torso is different, I mean the upper body torso. Then the legs are different, the face is different. So you can of course add one more skeletal mesh, like this. And then the child of it. And then you can just replace this with the MetaHuman that you have in your project. Alright. So currently I don't have any MetaHuman in this project, but so as you can see, I can show you with the event graph over here. So as I'm telling you, with the help of the speed, we can make sure that the animation will be walking or running, and when the animation will be idle. All right. So over here, of course, when we are using the MetaHuman, right, then we have to use a MetaHuman running or walking animation. You can retarget that animation. Okay, and then I can set the play rate and everything. All right. So this is the event take where we are using the speed, and according to the distance, we use the spline over here. We get the total distance of the spline. Accordingly, it will run. All right, and then we can perform its looping or not. All these things has been explained in the lecture. The question was how we can use MetaHuman. So we can just so when you open the MetaHuman blueprint, right, and when you go to the viewport, or let me just try to import a MetaHuman. Just give me a few seconds. I will just import a MetaHuman in this project quickly. So I have a project, and Just bear with me for a minute. So instead of importing with the Quixel, what I'm doing is I'm just gonna copy and paste the MetaHuman folder. All right. So MetaHuman, I can choose any one of these. Let's choose our favorite Brian, right? So right click, I'll copy this Brian MetaHuman. As you can see, the MetaHuman, and I'm just copying this, and I will go over here. I will right click, show in Explorer. All right. In this project, I will just right click, new folder, MetaHumans. This is another way to either you can migrate, but I'm not opening up the other project, right? So I'm just copy pasting the content. That thing also works. So I just paste the MetaHuman in here. All right. So now you go over here. You can see the brand MetaHuman is over here. Of course, it will take time to compile the shaders and everything, of course. So, and it gave me an error because I had to enable the MetaHuman plugins in this. So instead, what I will do is just delete this because I'm not using ARKit. I'm not using an iPhone for my animation, right? I go to the viewport. What I wanted to tell you. So you cannot see the close and everything because I haven't. The shaders are not compiled yet, and also I haven't copied the common folder. So I also need to copy the common folder in here. So inside of the common folder, it has all the clothes and the textures of the MetaHumans, right? So what I next mean is here we have the NPC and here we have the MetaHuman. So simple thing, you just need to copy this root, just copy everything from here, and then you can just paste in here. I would like to wait for the common folder to be pasted in here. If you have any doubts while I'm performing this, you can of course ask me in the chat. So, so there's this question: MetaHuman Blueprint doesn't follow the target point as mannequin blueprints, as you did in the course. MetaHuman Blueprint does not connect to pawn pin of the AI move to. Let me just check. I think this folder is done. So torso, we need to add all these over here. The shaders will be compiling. So what you can do is just copy this. You can just paste it in here. Then of course you need to add the animation for this because this skeletal mesh has its own animation class, right? And this animation will be having another animation class, right? So that thing you need to change. Just let me check. Or what can we actually do is, I think we need to wait for the compilers shaders to be compiled because I have all these animation over here as well. Let me just open the big office project. Over here also we have the MetaHumans already. So let me go to the next question. We'll wait for the shaders to compile. Until then we'll come back to this question. All right. So let me just close this project. We'll come back to this question again. Don't worry about it.